This episode of Arrays of Living delivers the fourth chapter of my Aladdin Carpets book called The Base You Can Fly On. You can find the Aladdin Carpets book on Amazon using the link in the description. And these chapters that I'm doing once a month on season 3 of the podcast is in lieu of an official audio book. So you will always be able to have them with you. So I urge you to please share, download, go to Amazon and purchase the book. And whether you listen by audio or you read the book, please go back to Amazon anyway and put in a review. I would really, that helps me. And it helps, and I'm always happy to get the feedback. So to hone my craft even better, my authoring. So thank you very much. And on that, let's get going. The base you can fly on. There are only 2 things people need to step out and beyond taking the step. The first is blind faith. And the second is an immovable belief in themselves. Both things can only be found within. So at this point, you have weaved your carpet and you have figured out your flight trajectories, but the carpet remains on the ground. At what point can you get it to take flight? Strike that. At what point can you get it to take what is needed? And upon what basis is flying possible? Practical flight is with some type of air vehicle, such as a plane or helicopter. Impractical flight occurs when using very different modes of transportation. Martin Luther King Jr.'s passion for his people and determination to make a difference catapulted him further than any plane ever could, and his death pushed him even further. So far, in fact, that my children know his name, and I believe their children will also come to know his name. How many can say their presence reached generations? Most of us would be happy with a street named after us. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Think of something in your life you want to improve and figure out what you can do to take a step in the right direction." Do you think he could have imagined this longevity of his name and what he stands for? Probably not. But this is what impractical flight has the potential of doing. You flying on a carpet seems like an impractical feat. Is it though? Obama seeking the presidency of the United States seemed impractical as well. Who would have thought? Every living thing has at least one inherent capability. Some have more than one. The difference between the Kings, Obama, Gandhis, Winfreys, and Gates of this world is that they harnessed inherent capabilities, took action, and ignored all those who would have stopped them. They pursued what I call impractical flights. They weaved their carpet, they stepped on it, and they used the fuel that every one of us holds within to rise their carpet to the sky. They then created wind to hold them up and propel them where they needed to go. In doing this, those legends and many just like them flew further than anyone could have ever imagined. So let us look at what is the fuel and the wind that propels anyone's Aladdin carpet. I grew up with a close affiliation to church. I went to Sunday school, started with 2 church services on Sunday, one in the morning and another in the evening. But I cannot say that I understood church. I was actually a restless churchgoer. What I liked was the community gathering church provided, but I found many attendees to be what I now know as hypocrites. Many smiled in people's faces, but talked poisonously behind their back. These antics were quite comical for children who would observe them, like me. So it was no surprise that I pulled away and started doing things differently and more spiritual in nature. However, I am forever grateful for the foundations that the church laid. One such foundation was blind faith. Acting in blind faith is powerful. This concept has no religion, despite it being found in many religious books and teachings. The power of blind faith has uplifted many and has rewarded even more. For our Aladdin carpets to move, we must harness our vision for us, articulate an action plan there. For our Aladdin carpets to move, we must harness our vision for ourselves, articulate an actionable path there, and act. Every step taken after that is done in complete faith. It is that faith that will get us to step onto our carpets. It is that faith combined with an unwavering belief in our vision and ourselves that will ignite the fuel to lift the carpet up. In the Bible, there was always indication of a light. Since I look upon these scriptures as stories and believe God lies within each of us, I consider that light to be representative of the energy emitting from someone passionate about the information they are given and the journey they are on. In finding that something that lights you up, aka your superpower, I am expecting that you will exude an energy that radiates onto others, and that energy will be very much akin to the light we read of in these stories. Gandhi had that light. Mother Teresa had that light. Tony Robbins has that light. Someone you know who is doing something they love and would do it for free has that light. It radiates from them, sometimes so strongly that it blinds you. That is the fuel that enabled them to step out, take a chance, step on their carpet, settle down, and take impractical flight. Now, it is important to accept that as you fly, fear will remain forever present. We covered that in the last chapter. This is as it should be. Fear creates healthy equilibrium and holds us humble when reaping our rewards. Your ability to move forward despite the existence of fear, coupled with a strong belief in yourself and the inward flow to self-love, is pure rocket fuel. Once the journey starts, there will be no room for self-doubt. Please know that all of this means that you are refusing to conform to others' negative views of selfishness, conceit, egotism, or any such spin. It means holding confidence in you and your ability to execute as you envision. At times, that will require you to speak confidently of your actions and achievements. And at times, yes, selfishly protecting you, your space, and your desires to move forward in different ways. For your base to be strong and remain strong, this is the time to encourage and pamper you, to embrace the positivity of that self-care. You see, Aladdin Carpets is metaphorically about harnessing your built-in capabilities, creating a vision for where those capabilities can take you, instilling a plan of action, executing that plan with fortitude and resilience, and adjusting as required along the way. All of these are expected parts of the journey and part of continuously improving the intimate self-relationship. The capabilities you discover will need to be tested or at least understood. What could they mean for you? Like in any relationship, some adjustments might be needed if something is slightly different than what you had perceived. I truly believe that in the last 2 chapters of the Aladdin Carpets journey, you will be tested to see just how much you want what you say you want. Will you align your actions with your words and thoughts? More tests will come for sure, but not like these ones that have you fighting yourself. Either you will truly demonstrate a belief and commitment to what I consider is your genie, your God within, or you will move away from your calling and settle for less. I am a walking testament that once that relationship and trust is forged, oh my goodness, amazing things and opportunities will start to unfold. I am not where I intended to be, but I am on my way, and I want you to get on your way. No hidden agendas, just that. You only need to believe in yourself and the purpose you hold and continue taking action to fuel your journey. Now tell me this. You need to take off. And it's all about you affirming your desire to go beyond where you are today. It's about you acknowledging and embracing the third dimension of movement, up and down. It's about you no longer restricted to only the movement dimensions of forward, backward, and left and right. You're breaking through those things. It's about you acknowledging your commitment to intentionally pursue your goals and vision. And it's about you facing fear and going forward despite its forever presence. This is you believing in yourself like never before. And more importantly, it's about you choosing you. Unapologetically choosing you. This is you connecting with yourself on a more intimate level, your genie power or God within. And it's about you assembling everything you need to fuel your carpet. You must know that what might be impractical to others may be practical for you. Choose to move forward in faith, because faith will constantly be tested. So be prepared and harness living with blind faith. Choose to harness inherent capabilities. Don't just think of them, write them down and give them substance. Choose to radiate your own light for others to see. And that light shines when you are using your innate capabilities, meaning your superpowers. When you are using your superpowers, you start to glow. You feel light. You practically are elevating, because using your superpower gives you contentment and the effort never feels like hard work. Choose for your light to be blindingly bright. Draw on the passions of your superpower to light you up, and let it be so constant in use that it means your light is constant, and that how it's used determines its brightness. Choose to act and do what is ethically needed to move forward. And notice the word ethical, realizing that we reap what we sow. So please take action, but within the boundaries of law, integrity, love for yourself, love for others, and authenticity. Do not break those boundaries. Choose to ignore all those who would try to devalue or dissuade you. Your truest friends and family will be there, while the superficial and untrue people must fall away. Once you deal with the fallout of those departures from your life, you will arrive at a better place without the negative vibes in tow. And let me be clear, leaving behind does not mean throwing them away. It just means you don't need to have them in your constant presence. Choose to live with fear ever present. This aspect is not easy, but it is necessary. Acting despite fear requires practice for it to sit comfortably. The more you do it, the more it's not, nonchalant or negligible. So start the training by first working to overcome small fears, then advance to bigger ones and bigger. And so important, execute as planned. Always keep your action plan within reach and reference it when needed. Start the ticking of the achievements. That's when the excitement mounts. There's no such feeling or thing as a perfect plan, but there's no such feeling as one where ticks are happening on a regular basis. And also, even with a plan, it's only a plan. So apply any changes as they arise, and let me assure you, they will. Because we're walking an unknown journey. We're trusting and walking in blind faith, so things will change. Opportunities will be laid you didn't expect. Look to seize them. So you have to be flexible and apply any necessary adjustments. And that means not getting discouraged. Instead, be open to setbacks occurring and seek any lessons that can be learned as you overcome obstacles. Because the more you face, the more confidence you build, the more you grow, the stronger you become. And align that to manage a strong belief in yourself with being overconfident. There is a difference. It's not about being overconfident and haughty. It's about being humble and reveling in the growth in yourself and in towards what you are seeking. So choose to take off using rocket fuel and nothing less. Because remember, this is forward movement despite fear. And it's incorporating self-confidence plus self-love, self-care, plus blind faith. That's the ingredients for amazing rocket fuel to lift you and soar you and keep you soaring. And lastly, choose you. Because now you need to line up your thoughts, your words, and actions with self-care living. And now, once again, if you need help with any of that, look in the description to know where to reach me. Plus, you always know, JennDrakes.com. I'll always be there. And on wrapping up, thank you for listening. That ends chapter 4. Thank you for listening to this episode of Arrays of Living. And please be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You will also find in the description below my email address should you want to reach out, and I am happy if you do. And just to be sure, it's jen@youareworthmore.co, and worth more you definitely are. And lastly, also see the link that will allow you to schedule a meet and greet with me. And that's an opportunity for me to meet you and you to meet me and for us to have a chat. And that would be wonderful and welcoming. So please hit the link and let's set up a meet and greet.